Hello and welcome to today's Morrowind mod making tutorial. We are going to continue making our companion mod for my upcoming quest mod. And I moved him from Sedanine right over here to the Ascadian Isles. This is south of Balmora. There's Balmora, there's the egg mine. Here's where we are, and here's a new building where his quest is going to start. Well, his quest line, I should say. There's I think I have 5 or 6 planned. But anyway, I've done a few things in between videos. Mostly I have made a couple new scripts. So I made him a script that'll go to Sadrith Mora, Dirty Mural's Corner Club, script for Rat in the Pot. I kept this original Alduin script, I just haven't deleted it yet. And then I want to show you how I decide where exactly he's going to go in each of these taverns. The numbers here, I believe this is the X, the Y, the Z coordinates, and then the angle that he will be facing in this cell. So we're just going to go over to South Wall Corner Club. And the way I do things, it does create what's called a dirty reference. So we're going to have to remember to clean the mod afterwards, but you should always, well, almost always, clean your mods anyway. And I'm going to show you how to do that near the end so we can do all of our cleaning all at once. So we're going to put let's see. We're just going to put him over here. He can hang out with this guy. So what I do to find the coordinates is I take something and then I move it over. Then I double click on it. And then you can see the position right here of that object. And then we're going to go, let's see, that is 453, 808, negative 183, and 90. That's fine. Sorry about my voice again today. I'm still struggling with a cough. So we're going to make our script. And then we are just going to copy paste. And then this script error right here, that's normal. You just have to double save it, and it's fine. And then the other thing that I did script-wise is his level up script. I changed his major and minor skills, and then I changed his starting stats and how much each one increases per player level. If you aren't already aware, this semicolon right here, this means that it's a comment in a script, and the computer won't try to read whatever is after this semicolon on this same line. So this is how you can write notes to yourself like this right here to help you remember what each line does, what each block of code does. And then I still haven't figured out, I'm just going to rename this ability list since he doesn't really use spells so much, but I want him to have different ability type things. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save this. Always remember to save. My computer restarted itself this morning, and I had to completely redo the second floor of that building that I showed you guys earlier. Okay. And we can see that South Wall Corner Club has been modified. That's fine. We're going to unmodify it later. So, next, in order to make him functional as a companion, we gotta get him to actually follow you. So, we are going to do that through dialogue. So we're going to open up the dialog box. And then we gotta put in, let's see, we already did that. I can delete this. We gotta implement this dialogue right here. So this right here, this injury greeting, this goes on greeting 0, right up top. Let's see, where is greeting? So we're just going to go, we're going to make a new greeting. And then this right here is, I color-coded it, so this goes in the result box. Then we're going to want to make sure that we have the ID, Tiernan. Remember, that's our companion, and this makes it so that only our companion will be saying this line, and only if his injury greeting is 1. This has it so that when you talk to him after he's like knocked out and on the ground, he'll say this, and then it'll set his injury greeting to 0, and then he'll get back up. And then next, the teleport greeting, which is also in greeting 0. So this is what he's going to say when you put the telepathy ring on. And I just do a lot of copy and pasting with my dialogue, as you can see. So this is local telepathy hello. Should be 1. And then this is how you have it so that the player can, or the player character can say things. Yes. No. So these are your choices, yes or no. And choice yes corresponds to 1, and choice no corresponds to 2. And we go to function choice 1. So this is if they say yes. And we are going to do this. And if the choice 2, whoops, choice 2 is for no. So we're going to do this. Okay, and now that's done. And now we're going to make him a follow topic. This is going to be useful for later when you're talking to him and you have his dialog box open. And I like to put these 2 little dashes up front, so then that way it goes up at the very top of the dialog options. So again, new. Some people don't like copy pasting with the apostrophes, and they prefer it to be like that kind of apostrophe. The game doesn't actually care which one it is. It'll like automatically make them consistent. And then we have you have a lot of choices for this one. Am I actually recording? I want to make sure that I'm actually recording. That would be awkward. Yes, okay, I am actually recording. It's always awkward when, and very unfortunate when you think you're recording, but you're not actually recording. One time in college, I thought I was recording an interview with a scientist, and we were talking for like an hour and a half, and turns out I did not actually press the record button. That was very unfortunate. Okay. So we got our 5 options. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So this one is function choice 1. Oops, that goes right there. Yeah, no, this we don't actually need. That right there is just overkill. This is function choice 2. This is function choice 3. And 4. And 5. This is south wall. This is rat in the pot. This is dirty murals, choice 5. And again, I'm fairly certain this set companion to 0 is overkill because I'm fairly certain his teleport script takes care of that, but oh well, overkill is fine sometimes. Okay, so now we have his script for him to leave and then come back, or rather just leave. And then I'm actually going to include this. Sorry for going back and forth so much. But I am going to include this because this way, if you go, you meet up with him in a tavern and he doesn't have a special specific greeting for like, oh hey, you're back, you want me to team up with you again. What you can do instead is you can click the follow topic, he'll say this, and then you can say, no, at least not yet, and then he'll say this, and then he'll come back to being a follower. So this way we don't have to remember to do a special greeting for if he's not a follower, and then you meet up with him. Okay, so now we need his initial following dialogue. So he's going to say this right when you talk to him. So we want to go into greeting, and then we actually want this to be greeting under 1. And that's because we want you to be able to fail your oath of silence for the Tribunal Temple if you talk to him this way. With this, we put it at 0 because we don't want the player to fail, or the player character to fail their oath of silence if they want him to teleport to you, or if he gets knocked out and you need to get him back up. But we do want the player to fail the oath of silence if you're just talking to him for the first time. So, like this comment says, always leave this at the very top of reading 1. And that's because the construction set for the dialogue the game goes down from the very top and then goes down to the bottom. So if nothing in greeting 0 applies, it'll go down to greeting 1. It'll check the fail of Oath of Silence. But if you're not on that quest, it'll go back down to this option, and so on and so forth until it finds a valid thing. So we're going to make a new thing, and I kept this just random placeholder dialogue because I know some of you would want to go into this mod blind, and so I'm trying to spoil nothing. But this is where he explains what's going on for his quest. And then, so because this only happens when you haven't started the quest yet, we are going to go with, actually, just to be safe, we're going to go with less than 10, because I always start my first quest journal index at 10. I like to start it at 10 instead of at 1, because then I can just go back and like, whoops, I missed a step. I should have a journal step before what I thought would be the first one. Then I can go back and have like a journal index 5 or whatever without having to renumber everything. Choice. Oh, whoops. Almost had the wrong quest ID there. Go to function, choice. So this is for yes. And then this makes him a companion. This makes the follow topic that we just worked on go into his dialogue options. This sets the journal entry that you started his first quest. And then this is his knockout threshold, so if he reaches that amount of health, then he gets knocked out on the ground, and I should make sure that he has like 10,000 health. He does not. So I'm just going to give him 10,000 health. I do that because I really hate it when my companions die on me, then I feel like I have to reload the game and lose all my progress. So instead of save scumming, I just give my companions 10,000 health. It's fine. And then if you say no, you'll just be like, you lost, man. Okay. And then nothing happens if you turn them down for now. So we leave this results box blank. Okay. And honestly, that's all you gotta do to get someone to follow you, level up with you, teleport to a certain location, or just like stand and wait there. And then his AI, he'll attack when you attack, he'll sneak when you sneaks, he'll water walk when you water walk. So really, I think this has taken like maybe a half an hour of recording time total between both these videos to do. So the really hard part of a companion is the quest scripts, if they come with a quest, and of course the sheer amount of dialogue you gotta write. Well, you don't have to write it, but the sheer amount of dialogue you could write. I know Julian has like commentary for literally almost every quest in the game, because I know he has commentary for all the factions in the game, and then there's Blood Moon, and then I think he even has Tribunal commentary. But like there's a lot of quests in the game, and there's a lot of locations in the game. So if you have commentary for like each of those things, that dialogue really adds up. But anyway, the way you would do that, by the way, for like special dialogue depending on location, is we would go over here, open the dialogue box, go to greeting, and then another thing that I like to do is just for like placeholders, do something like this. Tiernan. And then there's even a special NPC named Dialogue Placeholder. So because Dialogue Placeholder has this dialogue and you never see him in the game, you'll never actually see this end game, but if you have a lot of things, a lot of dialogue stuff, it's a lot easier to see this and go, oh, okay, this is where his first quest dialogue goes. And then we can have one for like Mage's Guild. And all of his Mage's Guild quest greetings will go there. Like, and then we can, so if you're on that quest, I don't remember what is the quest? BC Shrooms. Less than 100. BC Shrooms, but greater than 1. Yeah, so then when this quest is active, then Tiernan will say this whenever the Bitter Coast Mushrooms quest from Ajir is active. So that's basically just how you do quest commentary. As you go in, you find what journal entries you want the particular dialogue to fire during, and then you just write it as a greeting. You could also do it as like Ajir asks for mushrooms. Could do like, that's so many mushrooms. And he just says something. Whoops, I hit T instead of G. Journal. G. Come on. And then again. So now you can ask him about the topic of mushrooms, and as long as this quest is active, then he's going to say this about the topic of mushrooms. So there's two ways to really do quest commentary. You can do it as a greeting or as a topic. I think with Caswin I did a bit of a mix of both. And you can also even make it so that he only says this in the Belmore Guild of Mages. So yeah, that's also just how you do commentary for companions. I don't remember when the last time I saved was, so I'm just going to delete all that later. And now we have a companion. Oh, I forgot to give him shoes too. Whoops. I'll do that later. Once again, I will put all of my scripts down on my totally free Patreon for you to download and take a look at yourself. And then I'll even, once I make sure that it works as intended too, I'll also put down his current ESP file, and then you can just edit him however you want. I'll clean up the mod so it's literally only this guy, and then you can put him in game wherever, and then you can run around with him. He won't have any commentary, but he'll have his scripts and whatnot, so he'll function. Or you can even use it to build your own companion based off of all the scripts that we've thrown together and put on him so far. Alrighty. Well, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. I'm not really sure what I'll be doing in the next video, to be honest, since we've already done the functionality. I might, let me give you a sneak peek of what's going on here. I might just do some interior stuff while I work on Tiernan's overall mod. There's a lot that I'm going to have to do with level design, and then I can also go into how to make a quest and whatnot too. I guess we'll see. I don't know, I got time and a lot of work to do on this mod, so I'm sure I'll come up with something to entertain you folks with, and maybe you'll learn a thing or two along the way. Alrighty, well that's enough yapping from me for now, so I will see you in the next video, whenever and whatever that happens to be.